U.S. Bitcoin miners use the same amount of energy and electricity as the state of Utah. Believe it or not, folks, believe it or not, it does take energy in order to give value to your money. If your money has no value, no store of value function, then it ceases to be money. We call it fiat currencies. We call it the dollar, peso, yen, lira, renminbi, yuan, ruble. They are worthless, completely worthless. The only reason they have any value, seemingly have value, because citizens say they do, because the government has the barrel of a gun pointed at their head. That's it. That's the only reason. People wake up tomorrow, they believe that currency has value. That's it. Currency, money, is a psychological engine. It's a price discovery mechanism. At the end of the day, money is really free speech. Money is a conveyor of prices. It's a feedback loop, a feedback mechanism. And it's a container. The way I can boil it down the most is money is supposed to be a container. It is a container for your time and energy. When you use sound money, you have a perfect box with no holes in it. None of your time and energy that you pour into every day with your work. You trade for time every single day, pouring it in. You make a trade for your finite time and energy. You are trading for something you hope, I would imagine, is equally finite. It's an equal trade. Yet most people accept dollars. They accept yen, peso, lira. They accept fiat currencies that have a little hole in this bucket, a little hole called inflation, where the people at the top get to print more and more, type more digits into a computer, and they get to leak your time and energy out the side, and it accrues to them at the top through the form of higher prices. That currency that's spilling out has to get sucked up by something, and it gets sucked up by more currency units. It gets sucked up like a sponge, absorbing that and rising the prices. And that's how this game plays out over and over and over. Every single day, every second of every day, why you have too much month at the end of your money and you're constantly losing value, getting poorer as you sleep if you hold fiat currencies. So electricity, energy is pretty important. We must have it because a perfect money is equal to our time. Time is money and money is time. It's energy. It's time and energy. Money is a container for your time and energy. So of course, to have value, you need energy in that money. You need it to store energy. And Bitcoin, to mine it, needs to be created through energy. It comes into existence through mining in energy, and it stays in existence because people transact their time and energy with each other and send it to each other, exchanging their time, their labor, their energy to each other. An equal trade. So hopefully that makes sense. David Pan wrote this article here. It is on Bloomberg. It's on Bloomberg. And I went into David Pan's Twitter. He has a couple thousand followers. And I went into his name here and just clicked on his name on Bloomberg. And it's all articles, believe it or not. See, this is where we talk about critical thinking here all the time. We talk about having a GPS, triangulating truth, questioning things. David Pan, if you go in there, ironically, he just hates Bitcoin because all of his articles just seemingly have some type of variation of hating on Bitcoin. Pretty weird, pretty interesting, wouldn't you think? As Nolan Bauerle would say, it's a mockingbird asset. It's someone chosen by the government to go write hit pieces on freedom money, on freedom tech. That's it. This is why the U.S. government is coming after Bitcoin mining, trying to survey and surveil everyone, and just like they have Operation Choke Point, coming after anyone they don't like, whether it's drugs, whether it's gun owners, you name it. They go to war on something, they're coming after you. This doesn't have to stand, though. When the will of the people is great enough, a couple percent of people, the minority, an irate minority, intransigent minority, can change everything. This is how America was founded. This is how the Revolutionary War was fought, with a couple percent of people saying, I've had enough. I'm not taking this garbage from one dude at the top, from a woman at the top, from a few people, making all those decisions and running my life. It's insanity, and it's going to stop. And it's going to stop peacefully through the usage of freedom money, through Bitcoin. And it's going to stop by people leaving the fiat debt-based legacy monetary system and that network crumbling, because it already is under a mountain of 34 trillion plus in debt. And it's going to continue crumbling because they get to print more of it to paper over all the mistakes, all the jawboning, all the fake hot air coming out of Janet Yellen's mouth, of Jay Powell's mouth, of Biden's mouth, of Trump's mouth, of everyone in government. It's a system built on sand. It's capitalism built on sand, so it can't stand. It will not stand. Capitalism built on a sound money is the only thing that works and gives human freedom of thought, justice, equity, fairness. That's it. You have to have capitalism built on a sound monetary bedrock, and we have anything but that. So you have people like this where porn usage is like 3% of the global energy usage. Mining data centers, vastly more, which Bitcoin mining warehouses look ironically just like data centers. So the people housing this, Bloomberg, Matthew Kratter made a great point. The people housing their server in a massive server farm for Bloomberg, they're there to tell you and be the arbiter of what you can or can't do in your life. All the decisions you make, what kind of energy you use, what you can visit, what you can use your energy and your time and energy on, how much you have in the bank, what the interest rates are going to be, what inflation is, who you should vote for, because they're just apparently telling you that we're going to brainwash you and tell you whatever and spew whatever nonsense we want to control your mind, and you have to think the way we want you to think. That's it. Period. End of story. So we can go days and days. Ben Shapiro says facts don't care about your feelings. But at the end of the day, it's really opposite. Again, as Nolan Bauerle says, feelings don't care about people's facts. So I can sit here all day and give you every single fact and just destroy the entire debate about Bitcoin being bad for the environment and stuff like that, because ironically, the whole thing is improving the environment. But no one wants to hear that. Again, no one wants to do the stats. No one wants to do what I did and just go click into this for 2 seconds, go click the guy's name, see what other articles he's put out, and they're all trashing Bitcoin. People just want to see get the clicks. They just want the Mockingbird assets, the intelligence agencies out here writing hit pieces and trying to brain mass formation people into whatever and herd people, because humans are herdable. They want to be herded and corralled, unfortunately. So hit pieces like this, again, the millions of hit pieces that have been out on Bitcoin only help Bitcoin. I don't know when people are going to learn. The fiat legacy monetary system is so devoid of any truth or reality or morality. They have no idea what to do other than just try to character assassinate people and then do it with technology. Because the more you talk about Bitcoin, the more people are alerted to Bitcoin and then get educated on Bitcoin. And as we know, you don't change Bitcoin. Bitcoin changes you. It's digital rock. You don't change it. You're never going to change it. Government, you're never going to change it. Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, no one. None of you are going to change it. It's code. It's free speech. It's ones and zeros. You're never going to change it. It'll keep operating 100 years, 1,000 years into the future, and you will be long gone. Governments are going to continue operating. Nayib Bukele just did the last video. Go check that one out. Nayib Bukele winning re-election by the biggest landslide ever in democratic elections, apparently, or since whatever, decades ago, whatever it is. Trust but verify. Go check that out for yourself. But people want freedom. They want freedom money. They don't want to be raked over the coals with inflation and taxed on a currency that another man can print up in his basement. Think about that. Again, Beardsley Ruml wrote in American Affairs, here in America, in the 40s, taxes for revenue are obsolete. The New York Fed head literally admitted to your grandparents, and said, we just tax you because we want to. We want to redistribute wealth and coerce you to do the things we want you to do. And apparently, the American population said, you know what? We're such lemmings, we are such piles of garbage that we don't even care. I don't care. That's fine. You can screw me over and my children and my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, which we're living through right now. That's totally fine with me, because I ain't got my head up my own, you know what. I've got my head in the sand, and I could care less because things are good. I'm apathetic. I'm indifferent. Whatever. We're the greatest country on earth. It's amazing. We just won World War II. We're the greatest. We can't do anything wrong. And that hubris is what has now led to where we are now. And people like this, the most simple factual things being misunderstood, that porn is 10 times the amount of electricity usage as Bitcoin mining, which is freedom money, which gives all humans freedom on Earth. So I think that's kind of important to use electricity on, versus porn usage, or just data centers in general, or wind turbines, or air conditioning. All things, again, that take more energy usage worldwide than Bitcoin mining. And again, I'll leave you with this. The World Economic Forum, again, you can go check it out. I'll give links to some of these things. 5 years ago said Bitcoin mining would take up all the world's energy by 2020. Well, I must have missed it. I must have missed that news story that Bitcoin now runs all the energy and uses all the energy in the world. I must have missed that one 4 years ago. We're in a time that try men's souls. Do not go over the cliff with the rest of society. I'm doing everything I can not to, because I don't want to pay for it for eternity. I don't know how else to say it. Truth is truth. Disinfect darkness with truth, with light, with standing up, voicing your opinion. You're going to vote with the ammo box or the ballot box. But now we have other options. We have vote with your wallet, vote with your feet, vote with your voice. It's time to do that so we can minimize collateral damage, and we can rid ourselves of the darkness, and we can rid ourselves of the lies and the untruths. It's time for good people to stand up and be counted. I appreciate you. Please share this out. Algorithm hates truth. Question everything in boldness, even the existence of God himself. Trust but verify what I'm saying. This is not financial advice. It is freedom advice. We'll see you on the next one.